Hey, what's up guys? It is Yoda here from Yoda Games, and today guys we are back with another Ark Dino guide. As you can see, I've got the next 5 dinos. Let me cut this HUD off real quick, whistle them passive if anything rolls up. There we go. So now you guys can get a better look at them if we get up close and stuff. But yep, we're back with the third episode of the Ark Dino guide. And as you can see, I got my 5 here, and I have the winner from the last round here, the Carbon Emmys Turtle. This guy will be going on with the Aranio Spider here into the next round and into the tournament. But enough about that. Let's get on to the next 5 contestants here. First up, we have the Carnotaur, or the Carno here. These guys are built like a Rex. Look at them horns there on their head. They're actually really interesting. They have the really short arms, so unlike the Allosaur, they're not really able to grab anything or anything like that. They're kind of a mix between the Allo and the Rex and all that stuff. But these are the small ones. If you're just starting off and you need a big ass predator to help you wreck shit, the Carno is actually a really good startup here. And yeah, let's get into a little bit about these guys. They're a standard knockout tame. Bust them in the head, tame them. Boom, there you go. They are, as you can guess, carnivores. They eat all different kinds of meat, and they prefer ankylosaurus kibble. Yes, we saw the ankylo in the first episode. And like I said, they're standard knockout tame, so nothing special about the taming with them. Like I said, they prefer ankylo kibble, and the kibble that they produce is preferred by 3 different dinosaurs: the Triceratops, the dire wolf, and the dire bear, which I think the dire wolf and dire bear will be in the next episode. I'm not sure. I have to look at the listings and all that stuff. And you learn their saddle at level 50, and you have to craft that in a smithy, which like I said, for a startup tame, he's actually a really good one. You won't be able to really ride him until you hit level 50, but he's pretty damn destructive. He's pretty good. I've had a few of them. I like them. They're really cool. They are breedable dinos. They take 2 days and 20 minutes to reach full maturation in a standard lobby. I don't know which one of you that was, but if you could shut up, I'm talking here. Thank you. Yeah. Now let's learn a little bit more about these guys. They are rideable. Their nickname is the Carno. They are carnivores. They're found mostly at places where Argentavis live, the big birds, which we'll see them in the flying episodes after this one, after this whole category is done. Near mountains, but can be encountered in forests and on beaches too, which they are starting to pop up in different areas. So. And most times you'll only see one. They don't really travel in packs. You might see 2 at a time, but that's kind of rare and uncommon. But yeah, they drop raw meat, raw prime meat, hide, and keratin. The keratin, I'm guessing, comes from those horns on his head. He harvests raw prime meat, chitin, keratin, pelts, and hide. So he's pretty useful. He's got his uses. He can only be carried by a Quetzal and a Wyvern. He can break wood and thatch bases. You can only trap him with a chain bolo and a bear trap. And he can only fit through dino gates and behemoth gates. So yeah, these guys are really interesting. Next up we have the Castoroides. Castoroids. I have no idea how you actually pronounce this, but he's a giant ass beaver. These things are really cool. They mostly I've seen them near ponds and stuff, and they have beaver dams, which you can actually go up and take stuff from, like wood and cementing paste, rare flowers, pearls, all kinds of stuff. But most times where there's one beaver, there's going to be quite a few more, and these guys they won't attack you on sight, but if you go up and touch their beaver dam, they're all coming after you. It doesn't matter which one owns that dam. They're all going to come after you, and they hit pretty hard. They chew wood up. I mean, come on. But no, these guys are herbivores. They eat berries and vegetables and stuff. They are a standard knockout tame. And they prefer Gallimimus kibble. which is really interesting. And they don't produce a kibble. You learn their saddle at level 55, and you produce it in the. You have to make it in the smithy. Whoop, almost hit him there. But yeah. And another interesting thing about them with their saddle is their saddle actually acts as a mobile smithy, so you can craft on the go and stuff with these guys. They're pretty fast on land. They're also really fast in the water. Let's get a side by side here as a size reference for these things. These things are not small like, you know, beavers you see on TV and stuff. These guys are actually pretty big. They're almost as tall as a man, and they hit like 3 or 4 guys. So, yeah. They are breedable, actually. It takes 2 days, 21 hours, and 40 minutes for one to reach full maturation in a standard lobby. Their nickname is the Beaver, of course. They are rideable. They're found near the center of the island, near ponds and rivers and things like that. They drop raw meat, hide, and pelt, like fur and stuff like that, as you can tell. I mean, this guy's not dropping dragon scales or anything. At least I hope not. And they harvest wood, thatch, and berries, which is really cool. They can be carried by the Argentavis, the Quetzal, the Wyvern, and the Megalosaurus. So, and they can break wood and thatch bases. You can actually trap these guys with a bolo, the standard bolo. You can trap them with a bear trap and a large bear trap, and they can only fit through dinosaur gates and behemoth gates. But, you know, if you have a wood base and you have a wood door, this guy can pretty much just break that down. That's no problem. And next up over here, we have the Calicotherium. These guys have caught hell since their debut in the game. And they've been called a lot of names. Horseface, shit-slinging camel, all kinds of shit. But I actually like them. I think they're really interesting creatures. And they're actually a very interesting tame. One thing that they can do, let's see here, you can actually make them sit down, which is actually kind of cool, I think. They're an interactive animal, but yeah, they're a very interesting tame. They are a non-violent tame, but they don't eat berries or meat or none of that stuff. They actually, you have to brew beer and give it to them. You have to get them drunk, you know, like meeting somebody at a bar or something. But no, they're pretty cool. They don't produce a kibble, and they don't have a favorite kibble. You learn their saddle at level 50, and you have to craft that in the smithy. Now these guys can sling rocks and hit you with them and knock you out with them. They can smack you. You can get pretty close to them. You can get probably about up to here from one, but if any closer, and it will attack you if it's wild. Let's see, they are breedable. They take 3 days, 18 hours, and 30 minutes to reach full maturation. And they are found all over the island. And there I go swinging. I'm going to stop setting my controller down to read stuff. I'm just going to keep it in my hands. Because I don't want to accidentally deck one of these guys and knock him out. Especially that little guy right there. We'll get to him in a sec. But they are found all around the island. They drop raw meat, raw prime meat, and hide. And they harvest berries, thatch, raw meat, and wood. Which, if you look at their hands, let's see if I can get a better look at their hands here. You get hit by one of those, and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna tear some flesh out of you. But they can only be carried by a Quetzal and a Wyvern. They can break wood and thatch bases. You cannot trap them, and they only fit through dinosaur gates and behemoth gates. Which this one right here might be my personal favorite for this list. Let's go on down the list. Right here, guys, we have the smallest guy in this entire list right here, and I think he may be the smallest dino in the game, the Compy. I really can't pronounce the actual name for these guys, but they're called Compies, so in case you guys didn't know. They are a standard knockout tame, and they only eat 3 things: raw prime fish meat, raw prime meat, and raw mutton. So, and they wake up really quickly when you knock them out. Like I said, they're a standard knockout tame. They are not rideable, surprisingly. I mean, you think a guy this size would be able to carry a T-Rex. No, I'm just messing with you. But they are shoulder pets, which is really cool. They make really interesting shoulder pets. They just hang out and chill on your shoulder. Now, normally where there's one compy, 9 times out of 10 there's going to be more of them, and about a group of 5 of them can do a little bit of damage to you, but it won't kill you as long as you kill them. But you get about 10 or 15 of them chasing you and hitting you all at once from every angle, and yeah, you're most likely gonna die. They do produce a kibble that is preferred by the Pelagornis, the big pelican thingies, which I will see them in later videos. And they do not, they don't have a favorite kibble, and they are breedable, yes. But the thing about these guys is they take 3 hours, 3 days, 21 hours, and 20 minutes to reach full maturation. Would you think something that small wouldn't have to grow for very long? They are carnivores. They're not rideable. They're found all around the island, but mostly near the forests, like tall grass areas. And they eat raw. They drop raw meat and hide, and they harvest raw prime meat and raw meat. And they're carried. They can be carried by everything: pterodactyls, tapijaras, Argentavis quetzal, wyvern, the capro, the megalosaurus. And surprisingly, these little guys can actually break thatch, which is really cool. They can only be affected by plant Y traps, bolos, and bear traps, so you can trap them. They can fit through door frames, dinosaur gates, and behemoth gates. And they're really cool. I think they're really interesting looking, actually. I like the little feather things on their head. They do get annoying, though, after a while. And next up is this big saber-toothed warthog pig thing right here, the Yoda'S. These guys are actually carnivores, which is pretty interesting. And they can actually heal your dinos. They have a little special effect thing that they can do, and they are a standard knockout team. They eat all different kinds of meat, and they like iguanodon kibble. So that's really cool. Let's see here. They do like a Donegal kibble, and they do not produce a kibble, and you learn their saddle at level 59 and have to make that in a smithy. These guys are really ugly. I mean, damn. But they're pretty cool. They have their uses. Every dino does. You know, if you build an army of compies, then you send it at somebody, that person's kind of fucked, especially if you train them and boost them up. But the Yoda'S, they are breedable. They take 2 days and 10 hours to reach full maturation. They are rideable, yes, and they're found all around the island, but I have yet to actually run into one of these. So I don't know, I haven't seen a wild one. And they only drop stuff. They can't harvest anything. They drop raw meat, hide, and keratin. And surprisingly enough, when you guys see the Argentavis, I want you guys to come back here and look at the size of this thing and wonder, how does the Argentavis carry something that big? That is a very big animal. I mean, he's not like massive like the Bronto was in the last video, but he's pretty big. The Quetzal, the Wyvern, and the Megalosaur can carry him. And they can break wood and thatch bases. You can trap them with plant Y traps. You can even bolo them. Bear traps, and they only fit through dinosaur gates and behemoth gates. So yeah, all these dinos are really interesting. If I had to pick my favorite for this, I would have to go with the Calicotherium. These guys are really cool. And look, he's just sitting there. He's got his head held high. He's like, "Yep, I'm gonna be picked for this one." He kind of has that self-centered asshole look to him, but you know. But yeah, guys, I want you guys to write down in the comments which one of these guys you like the most, which one is your favorite, and I'm gonna have to let you guys pick this one, because if I have to pick, it's gonna be the Calicotherium. But I want to know which one you guys like the most, and whichever one gets the most likes, he's going on into the next round with the spider and the turtle. So that's gonna sum it up for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, smash that like button, and may the force be with you. I'll see you guys later.